Video games are a lot like buying a house. How, you might ask? Well, it's not actually like buying a house at all. It's just about video games. But you aren't desperate for clicks like some websites are out there. And that's exactly how they write their articles. In this case, we're talking about the Final Fantasy VII Remake and some sweet sweater puppies and their size and the interesting narrative around it. Now, I want to talk about what I believe drives this type of article outside of just desperation for clicks. But also, I think there's an underlying feeling about people who enjoy video games. There's an underlying narrative around gamers that I don't exactly understand, but I do understand that there's a thirsty market for it. And that is, of course, the people that truly like to dunk on gamers in their mind, to make them feel bad, to point and laugh at them as if they're better than gamers. And I don't really understand where this comes from because it seems to stem from a lot of games media. And there seems to be a thirsty market, in particular on Twitter, for trashing gamers, right? Let me give you an example. This whole Tifa's Milkers situation is pretty simple to me. Yes, she was known. She was kind of the patron saint of back pain back in the day. But the narrative from games media and the, I don't know what else to say, haters out there is that gamers are so mad about them tightening up or removing a few polygons from the chest of Tifa. They're not, though. That's the weird thing about this. I'm looking everywhere for all these mythical, angry video game players about Final Fantasy VII's treatment of Tifa. I can't find them. Now, there are a few salty comments on articles and things like that, but you would think there would be videos, given how big the gaming community is. Now, this video will maybe get 100,000 views, although if you like it and share it, it may get 150,000 views. There are no videos like that out there complaining about it. I don't understand. This is exactly what they do. They build a straw man of angry gamer boy, and then they write an article about how they're better than them. That isn't how reality works. We see this article from good old 7 out of 10, Too Much Water, Kaylee Plague, talking about the definitive bra size guide for gamers TM. No. This is featured, of course, on GameSpot, which I highly recommend you do not go to. See, there seems to be this, I want to train people slowly to be linking the archives. If they're going to retweet stuff and dunk on people, make sure you take a screenshot and link the archive. Because I believe it is still drawing strong traffic for these websites. You see Colin Moriarty say, it's almost impossible to believe that the old guard games media is dying off. To which Kaylee 7 out of 10 Too Much Water or Why Are All the Zombies White replies, feel free to debate me on this, Colin, which of course she doesn't actually mean and she won't show up. To which he replies immediately, you're welcome. If you want to chat about politics and games, you and your peers overseeing an era of precipitous decline in most of your respective sites, revenue, prestige, traffic, etc., let me know. Though that might require too much courage. Offers on the table. Then you get a random video producer from IGN who apparently knows deeply the economics of the company, saying, actually, these last few years have been GameSpot's most profitable and highest trafficking in history. We don't have the personalities we used to, but job security, revenue, etc. is great. To which Colin, of course, replies with facts. That's strange because Alexa shows you guys down nearly 100 spots in the last year alone, with daily page views per user down another 4% in the last 90 days. But hey, maybe your guys' stats show something different. Now, maybe they are making money from their YouTube videos. It's possible, but I doubt it. They probably have, they are owned by IGN, so maybe IGN is injecting cash. I don't know how these companies, the inner workings of them, I find it hard to believe they're making much money on websites, although I'd be willing to bet they're taking money from game developers behind the scenes. You see this article, we need to talk about it, and then you have stuff like this. While most people tend to focus on cup letter, It's the band size that determines cup size. I mean, we go on GameSpot, deep dive into how bras work, as if, first of all, gamers don't know. But I thought 50% of gamers were women. So certainly at least 50% are very, very in-depth knowledge about that. But this article obviously is just poorly written, and I think it comes from a place of these people thinking they're better than gamers. They're a gamer, but they're an elite gamer. You see games that we need to talk about how bra size works. How do you think that worked? Wow, you must feel like a huge loser. Journalism? No, we don't. Not from GameSpot, we don't. This is why you're a games journalism page. Simple. No. What can I say other than yikes? The problem is it gets people to interact, and that's the frustrating part. What we have to do is screenshot and archive always, because this is how they're desperately getting traffic. And this isn't even the beginning. We see their sister website, IGN, putting out, Tifa isn't getting a smaller chest, just a proper bra in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Well, actually, that's incorrect, because as we know, in Final Fantasy VII, the director confirmed that Tifa's chest was, quote, tightened because of an ethics department at Square Enix. I don't know what exactly an ethics department does. I'm surprised to find out that they worry about milkers, but that's neither here nor there. The exact quote says, "We wanted Tifa to have abs, so now she has more of an athletic body type. The ethics department at Square Enix also said that we had to tighten her chest." That obviously means make it smaller. She's not wearing a sports bra, okay? So it doesn't look unnatural during all the intense battles. Because of this, we added black thigh hips and thigh highs and a tank top. Now again, I don't. We are literally, get old Mark Kern, get on that. Getting on the beach and measuring, showing too much leg. Of course, this is a huge controversy because, as I've said, I don't see the waves of gamers that are upset about it, but these articles continue to talk about it. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Tifa isn't getting a smaller chest, just a proper bra. People don't know about that. People don't know about Reddit about bras, and it shows. This week, fans and media outlets reacted to a translated Tetsuya Nomura interview from Famitsu at Final Fantasy VII, very conflicting interpretations. In the interview, Nomura said that they've been told by Square Enix ethics department to restrict or constrict Tifa's chest. Twinfinite has a full interview, and the editor's note reading the context and wording indicated clearly that this refers to the tightness of the design of Tifa's clothing, not her chest size. Bull. That's provably false when you look at it. All right. Now, previously, restrict was interpreted as to shrink, as pointed out by game producer and well-known Monster Hunter creator Gaijin Hunter and others. This is simply not the case. As Twinfinite mentioned, with full context, it's easy to infer that restrict in Japanese means to be understood as bind or squeeze, as opposed to shrink. Again, nobody cares. In summary, Tifa was not requested to get a smaller chest, only given a proper garment. With that said, of course, it makes sense for Tifa to wear a high-impact sports bra. Tifa fights, runs, jumps, and does all sorts of physical activities in Final Fantasy VII. This is what IGN and GameSpot are putting out. I mean, is this what we're talking about? We're using video games to talk about bra size now. A fictional character, right? Obviously, the comments show this is rock bottom. Who cares? For everything Tifa's boobs related and related, keep it right here at IGN. Her design looks awesome. For those looking for state-of-the-art flop and juggle physics 9000, there's always DOA volleyball games. We didn't need to know this. I don't know that people are upset about this article is great. It's not complaining about Tifa's size or anything. It's complaining about people that like her large size. It simply lightheartedly explains a mistranslation. I don't know about all that. But of course, any chance, I'm going to put a big set of knockers in this thumbnail, of course, because I think ultimately we look at the reaction. This is so depressing. Gaming news in 2019. No one cares. And then you see this. Sadly, apparently, lots of people are mad about the size of her bobs, which is just funny. No, they're not. Where are all these? This is the Twitter narrative. You don't find this. Where are the videos with 1 million views of some angry gamer complaining about the shrinkage? I don't see it. As far as I can tell, most people, even people that don't like it, have said, yeah, it's obviously smaller, but she looks great. That's what I've heard from even people who are disappointed. Me, I don't care. I would have noticed, obviously, if they went all the way She-Ra on her and turned her into made her look like a 13-year-old boy, which is what folks in California prefer to do with their beautiful women. But that's not the case with Tifa. She looks excellent. And it's about the total design. She's obviously very feminine still, and everything that you would expect out of the character is there. So I don't see these mobs of angry gamer boys. I think it's my opinion that these articles are written slow news day, ain't nothing after E3, gotta pull a Watch Mojo, make up article for everything. Maybe console PC goes year round, come back, Gabe misses you. Why is this news? Gaming journalism becoming enamored with sports bra in 2019. That's because these sites don't have anything interesting to say about video games, so this is all that they can talk about. And I believe a more nefarious reason for this is it gives them a way to continue to push that disgusting, angry gamer boy narrative, which is so desperately needed for them to get all of those Twitter retweets. If we look, this article still got, here's Kaylee's original tweet. This article is brought to you by The Time I Cried in a Victoria's Secret Fitting Room. 1,000 retweets. Pretty good. I don't think I get that kind of traffic. So why? I think it's because it's catering to obviously non-gaming content, and it's pandering to this narrative that, disgusting gamer boys. You see how it says, oh my God, we don't need to talk about how bras work. We just need to talk about how gamers, in parentheses, want to objectify female characters and can't handle it when polygons an inch smaller. These are all people who have an issue with gamers, right? That's where a lot of this comes from. And it's just sad. It's not good content. I mean, it would be good content on, I don't know, BuzzFeed or something like that. But that's why nobody goes to GameSpot for news. We just go there to dunk on it. Same with IGN. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm off to go live stream. We'll talk to you again real soon.